Hi, this is John May with Greg Garrett Realty. You know, you don't have to trek to the middle of the United States to find hot rural properties. Nowadays, people are migrating to places like Hill Country in Texas, the Blue Ridge foothills of the Northeast Georgia, and the craggy islands of San Juan County in Washington State for a slice of what we all hope will never disappear, the beauty of rural America. Now, some folks use their land in the country for recreation, such as hunting or riding ATVs. Others buy with the idea that they'll make a bundle one day when the suburbs encroach on their back 40. But for many people, the ultimate plan is to build a weekend or retirement home. Whatever your dream, you need to stay wide awake and think like an experienced developer. That means not overpaying for the land in the first place and making the right upgrades at the right price. Land and land prep should account for about 25 to 30% of your total buy and build project's costs, judging by the National Association of Home Builders data. Think it'll be easy to control your costs? Think again. The landmines, so to speak, are everywhere. Now, the further away from civilization you go, the more expensive it can be to build. Lugging all that sheetrock miles from the city can easily add 10 to 20% to your total costs. Plus, suppliers in some areas are now adding energy surcharges. Be especially thorough in checking out utilities. Clearly, you've got to have access to water, but unlike when you buy a suburban tract home, there's no guarantee the water lines are going to run through your property. Wells can run $5,000 or more to install in some spots. Find out how deep you'll have to go to get water, and be aware that prices may escalate. If the water tastes like sulfur, for instance, you'll have to line the well or install a filter for water that's drinkable. It adds up. If there is no sewer, and likely there won't be, you have to determine whether the land can support a septic tank. Now, the county health department or a local engineering firm can test the soil's perk rate to find out how fast water moves through it. Likewise, you'll need to know whether there's adequate electricity hookup. And if you're really roughing it, you can't forget using the cell phones. There aren't all that many towers in the boondocks. Now, one way to learn about a market is to hire your own appraiser. Check out the American Society for Farm Managers and Rural Appraisers. And don't forget to check with the local bureaucracies to find out whether there's any master plan for the area you're buying in. That way you'll know if the foundation for your at one with nature getaway will be a few yards from a future industrial park. Now, you can count on extra costs for everything you've never dreamed of. Ever hear of the city bumpkins who buy their dream country property atop of a leafy hill only to find they can't even afford to build the driveway to the place? Grading might not be all that expensive, but you have to hire a forester to tell you which trees to cut or remove and sell to make way for your house. You may even have to fence the property to protect it from illegal dumpers or from trespassing hunters who shoot themselves in the foot on your highly liable land. After 6 ATVs were stolen from a man's property in the country, he put in his own makeshift security system, a shipping container to stash his wrecked vehicles in, out of reach of vandals. Then there's maintaining basic access to your site. Heavy rains, for instance, can wash out unpaved roads you've put in to get to remote parts of your property. You'll also need an environmental audit, ideally conducted by a seasoned pro. It was common on ranches years ago that a rancher had a pit to dump his trash in, including chemical cans or old paint. These days, though, you can require the seller to clean up the mess before you buy. The good thing about rural land purchases is that buyers and sellers often negotiate 90-day periods to work through such contingencies before closing on the deal. Finding the best lender could be harder than you think. Now, if you go to the bank where you got your primary mortgage, chances are you'll be charged a higher rate for your loan and must put more money down because it's not considered a primary home. You may want to hook into the Farm Credit System, a nationwide network of borrower-owned financial institutions and service organizations that lends billions of dollars each year to rural homeowners and farmers through the local farm credit banks. Congress started that back in 1916 to make sure farmers could get credit at a fair rate of interest. Now, if you'd like more information on this topic, join me for my How to Buy Land and Build in the Country webinar. You can register by clicking the link provided. If you like my videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel and they'll be sent to you as they're posted.